Hey everyone, Gobotch here, back today with another review on the channel, and today we are going to break down and review the first 2 days and phase of the CFX, the CrossfireX beta, which just wrapped up yesterday. Today it has gone down dark, so they can fix some things, and then it'll be back for the open beta tomorrow through the rest of the weekend, the 25th through the 28th. So today I just wanted to kind of give you my thoughts, my impressions of my first 2 days playing the closed beta from the Insider Xbox Hub, and just kind of break down and review it for you all and let you know what's good about it, what's bad about it, what are some downright ugly things about it, and overall what are my impressions of CrossfireX so far through my first 2 days of gameplay. So if you enjoy today's review and find it informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up button, comment down below with your own thoughts for the CrossfireX closed beta, and feel free to join the Gobotch family and subscribe as we reach towards our goal now of 10,000 subs. But without further ado, let's jump into the review for the first phase and first 2 days of the CrossfireX beta. So the CrossfireX beta was open for those that had the Insider Hub for Xbox the last 2 days. Today the beta is down and dark, so assuming they can do some patches and whatnot, it'll be back the 25th, which is tomorrow, Thursday, through the remainder of the weekend. So if you haven't gotten your hands on the game and you want to try it out, there's still an opportunity for you to play in the open beta coming up tomorrow. But today I just want to talk about my thoughts of my time spent with the closed beta. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Again, this game is on paper everything that I want from a CS:GO type of experience on Xbox with current gen hardware and all that type of stuff. I think the game overall has a lot to offer. I think it has a lot to offer, y'all. In the beta itself, you have 3 maps and 3 modes. Each map has its own separate mode. I talked about this in my first impressions and everything you need to know videos on the channel as well, but I'm going to reiterate that again today here. So the Black Widow map is your classic CS type of mode, where it's I think it's 8v8 or 7v7 on one map, and there's no buys or anything like that. That's something they're discussing in the Discord. Maybe they're gonna add in a economy system where you have to buy weapons and frags and smokes and all that type of stuff, which I think would be a huge addition if they can add that in to make it a true CS type experience. But it's 1 life per round. The attackers have to plant the bomb, the defenders have to keep them from planting or defuse the bomb. Last team standing wins pretty much in that regard. Unless the bomb is planted, then you must defuse or let the timer run out. So that's currently, out of the 3 modes, that's my favorite mode to be playing right now. I'm having an absolute blast with it. Again, in that classic mode on Black Widow map, there's no ADSing, there's no sprinting, so you have to run around with your knife if you want to have a jump up in speed. The second mode in the classic playlist is Laboratory, which is basically the Spectre mode, where you have the invisible specters against the other forces that have guns, and it's the same premise, but instead of both teams having firearms at each other, it's the ghost specters against the people that do have guns. And that's a fun mode. It's a good time with your buddies, I'm sure, if you're playing, but it's not the meat for me for this beta. It's a good addition. It's a lot of fun, but it's not what drives me to keep playing the CrossfireX game at all. It's a good addition. And then the third playlist is the modern playlist, which is on the GF Tower, which is basically your capture mode, where you can have ADSing, you can have sprinting, all those types of things. So it's a much different experience in terms of gameplay, because the other 2 modes, there's no ADS and no sprint whatsoever. So then you go to the modern playlist and you have ADS and sprinting, and it changes the game dramatically. It's a lot of fun. It does have its problems. So here's where I'm going to start to talk about. I'm going to start off talking about some of the gameplay issues that I've seen and need to be addressed. Then I'll praise the game, obviously, after that. So we'll start with the bad first and get to that. So speaking about modern playlists, there's some issues with the spawns. The spawns are kind of, they're set on your one side. This reminds me of kind of the older battlefields, where you kind of get camped into your base and stuff like that. People just are killing you in your base, and you can't get out. Modern has the same issue on the current map. There's, especially in the second half of the match, whenever you're having to go to point C, the map becomes very lopsided, and if you are controlling C point and you're on the high point, there's 3 avenues to funnel through, or actually 2 avenues you have to funnel through out. And you could just get pinned in there and sniped in there, and it's a really frustrating thing. So the spawns really need to be fixed and addressed. especially on the modern playlist. And now speaking about the spawns on the classic Black Widow, there's also some issues there. And this is something that's been discussed in the Discord, and I have my opinion on it, so let me share that. So in Black Widow, when you spawn round in and round out, there's a sniper alleyway, we'll call it that, through mid, where you can see from spawn to spawn and you can snipe. I think that's a great spot for sniping. I'm fine with it there. My issue is that when you're spawning, I think there's 2 spawn placements that are literally right there in that window where you can be spawn sniped. And I think that's the issue. I think that window, that avenue of sniping, the alleyway there is perfect. That's fine for sniping corridors and whatnot. That's fine. Keep it there. Keep everything there. But they need to adjust the spawns to the left and the right of that window area so you can't be spawn sniped. If that makes sense. So just tweak where the spawns are to the left and the right. That way that alleyway is clear. And if you want to cross the alleyway going one way or the other, do it at your own risk. But don't make the spawns right directly in there, because if you're in there, you're trying to pick your loadout and stuff, and you take too long, you're going to be sitting there spectating the rest of the round. And I think that's kind of a little issue, so they could fix that. And then I'm going to show this in the background as well. I have a Twitch clip that is maybe one of the most hilarious bugs I've ever seen in my life. But I was streaming and I saw a bug where we're basically rounding A through the backside of A. Saw something that looked like kind of like the Valorant smoke. Look up and it's like Attack on Titan out there. There's a giant man. His head's right there in the sky, and I just pop headshot dead. So I'll show you that clip here in the background so you can all look at that. What is that? What is this? Oh my. Excuse me. But outside of that, man, there are some bugs. The round switch in Classic is a big issue, because when you switch rounds in Classic, for some reason there's a bug that shows you, basically it shows you the names of your opposing team. So normally you only see the names of your teammates in the game, but when you switch rounds, when you switch sides, it shows you, for one round only, it shows you the names for the other team, so you can kind of just camp them out and just hunt them down and stuff like that. And I think it's really frustrating, but again, it goes both ways, so they can see you, you can see them. But it's really frustrating. I think that's something that must get addressed. So the game's not perfect. It has its bugs, it has its glitches. People are jumping up on top of the map right now at Black Widow, which is really frustrating. So hopefully they can fix that little issue, just kind of wall off a barrier there so people can't jump up and climb up to the top of the map and just spawn and snipe up top there, because that's breaking. That's map breaking, game breaking type of stuff. But that's really the downsides for me. I mean, it's got some bugs, it's got some glitches. Some of the guns, I think their spray patterns are a little bit way heavy in the recoil side, and I do think for some things that it takes a little bit too long. The time to kill can be a little bit too long for some weapons. I would like to see them make every single weapon a one-shot headshot kill, kind of like CS. And y'all may differ from me on that. Y'all might be like, no, keep the kill time as is. For me personally, headshots should be rewarded, especially in this type of game. So that's my perspective on that. I think headshots, no matter what, it could be a pistol, it could be a sniper, it could be an AR, it could be the SMG, whatever, period. Headshot should be a kill every single time. Body shots, yeah, you can absorb a little bit more. Leg shots, for sure, even more. So that's something I think, as far as damage scaling, they need to adjust that. But the guns feel good to me overall. I have a lot of fun. Right now, I'm having an absolute blast with the snipers. The snipers feel so good to use in this game. Maybe a little bit too good to use. I think they're really snappy. They're really good and fun to use. You can really quick scope and stuff like that. It's a blast to use, but I can see nerfs coming to them at some point. The ARs overall, across the board, they have their own feels to them. For me personally, I like the M14 EBR. I think it really works really well with the recoil patterns and whatnot, as well as the M4. But everybody's got to have your own guns you like. I think the game plays well. If you're not into the non-ADSing Halo or CS style shooting, there may be some issues for you. You may not like that. For me personally, I recommend it. I think, and again, I've had discussions with people before. People have said they don't like the classic playlist, but they love the modern playlist. For me personally, I like both. Modern's fun for just a match or two, just kind of get in there and get like 30, 40 kills, stuff like that, whatever, have some fun with it. But for me, the meat of this game, the mode that I'm going to be spending most of my time in and hope that it's competitive playlist and ranked, is classic on Black Widow. That round-based single life CS type experience is why I downloaded this game and why I've been looking forward to this game, and it pays off big for me. If you're in CrossfireX, if you're interested in CrossfireX for that purpose, you want that CS style game mode, you want that non-ADS, the only ADSing you have is sniping, one life type mode, I think they offer it, and I think they do a great job with it. It's not perfect. There's bugs, there's glitches. The gunplay isn't smooth as it could be, and I'm sure they're gonna add a whole slew of options and changes before they release the game full on launch. But as far as a beta goes, the game plays great. And here's another discussion. How does the gameplay run? How does it run? Is there hit reg? Is there lag? Is there frame drops? Not very often. Okay, I've had a couple frame stutters here and there at the beginning of matches or round swaps, but then everything runs smooth. It runs right now at 60 frames from what I can tell, at 4K resolutions, and it runs so dang smooth. And this comes with a great joy for me to say this, because again, I've been a big supporter of Warface Breakout, but the issues they've been having have kind of soured me, and now I'm playing this game and I'm like, this is how it could run on console. And now it's just soured Breakout even more for me, which is a disheartening thing to say, but CrossfireX is doing something great here. The engine they're running on, they're doing a great job. Smilegate Studios have done an excellent job in the multiplayer components of this game, and then being published by Xbox Game Studios, you know they're going to have the backing on the back end for the servers and the patches and everything they need to get done. This game will run smooth at launch. I can almost guarantee you that. There may be some problems, there always is, with some bugs and glitches, but as far as performance, it's running great. And I don't even get to pick like my little servers and everything right now, so once I can pick servers and whatnot, it's gonna run even smoother, and I cannot wait. So as far as performance, I give it a huge thumbs up for that. Gameplay, I give a huge thumbs up. The map design and all, I think the map design is awesome. Black Widow is an amazing map in my opinion. I think it's really good. It's 3 lanes, A, B, and mid, and I think it all runs really well together. The map and the sound and everything sounds good as well. I have heard some people say they think the footsteps are really quiet. I personally can hear a lot. Now I'm using my Steel Series headset for Xbox, and I can hear a lot with it, but I do recommend, if you're playing this game without a headset, you got to use a headset for this game, y'all. If you can't get one, go buy one cheap at Walmart or online on Amazon. You can find some good headsets for pretty cheap, inexpensive headsets. But you need to run a headset on this game if you want to have an advantage over the competition, because if you don't, you're running almost blind out there, or deaf, or you can't hear everything, and that's something you absolutely need to have, is that headset. But overall, the game is really fun. There's lots of moments to be had in this game with snipes and comebacks and clutches and stuff like that. So if you're into it for the competitive scene, that will be here for certain. But yeah, that's just my overall thoughts, my impressions in terms of the gameplay and the performance. Again, I'm not worried about the content right now because it's a beta. It doesn't have all the maps they're showing off and all the different modes they're going to have in release. It's just 3 modes, 3 maps. I've enjoyed each and every single one of them. There are some bugs, there are some glitches, there are some problems within the gameplay in terms of gun balancing and things like that as well. That's all to be addressed, I'm sure, comment and patches and whenever the full release is actually there. But as far as, is it fun, is it worth your time, is it worth a download? It's a free to play game. Yes, it's worth your time, it's worth that download. If you don't have it downloaded yet, tomorrow make sure this game's beta will be back up at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to get your hands on it Pacific Standard Time at midnight, you can download it and you can play for the remainder of the weekend and have a great time with your buddies. So let me know what you thought and what you think of the beta so far through those first 2 days, as today we are on the down day, looking forward to the open beta tomorrow through the rest of the weekend. So share your thoughts down below. Let me know what you thought of today's review and if it was informative at all to any of you. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Please stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day as always, and we'll see each and every single one of you back here in the next video. Y'all take it easy.